Yosemite National Park. Roman and I took Bandit on a big adventure into this massive national park called Yosemite, but some of us refer to it as Yosemite. It covers 750,000 acres, but most visitors only see about 5% of it, which was about how much we saw. And in that 5%, we were in awe of what all beauty it has to offer. Back in the 1800s, Yosemite was at risk of being heavily developed until conservation efforts helped protect it as one of America's first national parks. I don't know how many people know, but the entire valley was carved by glaciers, which is why everything looks so steep. And those massive trees, those are sequoias, and they are just gorgeous. Some are over 3,000 years old. When I first saw those glaciers, I couldn't stop staring at them, trying to look at every line and see where water was coming from. And then the greenery and the trees and how tall everything was. It was all just so beautiful. And the smell was a natural pine, just a fresh smell. We are people who just love water, so anytime we see any creeks or lakes, we will always try to record. And then of course our little guy, he loves all the sniffs he can get. That little nose was just going crazy. Ever since I was a kid, I've loved going through tunnels. Little did I know that this tunnel, from the view of the tunnel, was one of the most famous views you could see from. And I really didn't do any pictures right before we went in the tunnel. But I did want to record the valley that we could see from the road up above. Here's another tunnel we went through that I found fascinating. And then we just continued our drive on through, not stopping at all the lookouts, but we stopped at some. We were just in awe of all the greenery, how massive this area is, the glaciers, all the different rocks. And of course, he loved all his sniffs. Look how tall those glaciers are and rocks. And people climb those every day. The short ones, the tall ones, and everything in between. The waterfall wasn't falling while we were there. We wanted to see it, but we were there after a winter of little snow. These waterfalls come from snowmelt. So I was in awe of how tall Yosemite Falls drops, 2,400 feet, which makes it one of the tallest in North America. We were just a little disappointed that we didn't get to see the water falling since we're such water fanatics. We sure did enjoy watching Bandit though. He had such a great time. All the sniffs, all the areas he got to run. When it came time to leave, we thought that we had a couple hours of daylight to get us back to our hotel where we were staying. And we put in our destination, and GPS decided to take us the very long back way. It was an extra 5 hours out of the way. But what we enjoyed along the way were the views. These were views that we wouldn't have been able to see if we would have went back the same way that we came in, which was only about an hour and a half to 2 hours from where we were staying. So on the way back, it was an extra long drive. Good thing we love adventures because we were definitely on a big one. This adventure took us, again, on the back side of Yosemite, coming pretty much around it on the outside of it, leading us through small towns and enjoying perfectly beautiful views of some more rivers. We stopped at a few of the little small towns along the way, and we also stopped and took some pictures of things like the waterways, the bridges, and more scenery. Just enjoying our adventure on the way back. It wasn't till about halfway through this trip that we realized we were on the wrong route. We had no idea since we had never done this before. And it was after we figured we should have been back to our destination by then. So it was a little crazy, but again, seeing these little small towns and extra scenery was definitely a bonus to the end of our day. And then it got dark and the roads got narrower and the trees became silhouettes. And as that was cool to be able to see that and see the stars in the sky, it was also scary because the road became windy. So it was narrow, windy, dark. We are very thankful that we didn't hit any animals or have any problems on this road because we didn't see another soul in sight. And it was probably because people avoid these roads this time of year that we were at it because of the weather. Sometimes they close this path or this pass. Usually they close it in the wintertime. So we were, again, on another adventure in the dark on a windy road, not knowing where we were going. I just thought I'd leave you with this little guy doing his zoomies the next day, showing us how happy he was that he's not stuck in the vehicle like he was all day the day before. Our bandit sure is a character. He's living his best life. We have many more adventures. We hope you join us.